Live on time, on point, can be free of charge. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 212 live edition. A long time coming, high anticipated, never duplicated, off-subject, and unappreciated program. Enough about you program, no program feature. Nickel Standard, Penny Compensated Talents of Willie Bishop, like
Spray myself in the face with water.
Third round draft name later.
I didn't actually do it, Max.
One dream.
Didn't disable it.
Our guest today, Ox33.
Maybe I need to disconnect.
I'll be right back. Okay.
Oh, is Ox here? Okay, I'll be right back. They fixed it.
All right, if you guys will hit up that tweaks and smack it around, flip it around, etc. Our guest today, Ox33, his link can be found down the chat. And up at YouTube, iTunes, all the other tunes available on Spotify, Anchor FM, and wherever you hear fine internet programs.
I love chat is trying to backseat stream me right there, and they're so freaking wrong.
I know.
Okay?
Yeah,
they're so wrong. Get out of here.
You know what you need to do?
Yeah, thanks. Stream for 5
Ladies and
years.
gentlemen,
All
he's a cowboy. He is a he wants to be a cowboy, and you can be his cowgirl. Mr. William Bishop, here he is.
Save a horse. Ride a cowboy. All right. Hey, Ollie told me that shit earlier today. I would not have thought of that. It wasn't for her, actually.
You have a bolo tie on.
I do have a bolo tie on. Look.
Now that we're now we got a little bit bigger of a view. You have a tie on, and you've got hair swept up under one side, so it only comes out the other side.
I don't mess around, bro. All right. How do you guys like the bolo ties? Because I see some people wear it. I think it's so annoying to have this on. See, wear it up. And I see some people wear it real low down. I think I'm like right in the middle there with both of those.
Yeah, I mean it's probably the same rules that sit around that center around the buttoning of a shirt. You don't want too high, and you don't want down to your navel. You kind of want, right about where your button goes.
Hey Mojo, I'd be your cowgirl. Make get out of here. Okay, listen. Drink a glass of water.
Have you ever? Just taking a poll. Have you ever seen? Probably in the last, I guess 5 years. We're coming up on 5 years now. Have you seen me with longer hair in the last 5 years?
No,
probably not. 4 years.
No. Coming up on 5 years, yeah.
This is redonkulous. I'm looking at myself.
How blurry you are? Don't move as much because the bit rate is what's low. It's really weird. I don't know why it's being so weird today. Maybe it's because we're in a 3-person call. I don't get it.
Maybe, but there's not a signal going to the other place. I don't know.
So strange. I'm in like 1080p, 60 FPS. Do we have quality options, by the way?
Yeah, dip down to maybe dip down to 30. See what
we can't live.
Oh yeah. You hear boss 2. All right.
That's the music. Good. We do have quality options. All right, doesn't matter then.
Look there, bam.
I'm gonna put a 30 FPS can do.
Okay,
let me open the sheet. Oh man.
All right. Well, I will tell you one time.
Man camp?
Actually, I'll probably wait until Ox gets here because he probably will have some insight. But I have a thing to where I first met Ox33, and then the first on the internet is always a weird deal. And then I also have a story about the first time I met him in person, which was both hilarious and crazy awkward. Like you would not believe the level of awkward for the people around us when Ox33 and I met in person for the first time. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I was around for that, but
no.
Stop trying to backseat stream me. Thank you.
Yeah, don't look. You want Badger to bristle. This is how you do it. Tell him what to do in OBS and. Also tell him how to adjust his mixer, and also ask him if you can join Terraria.
That's a good one.
Actually, somebody came into my chat and said, "Hey, how can I join? Hey, you're doing Factorio multiplayer. You're in multiplayer mode, which yes, you should play in multiplayer mode in Factorio. There's lots of reasons why. But he said some guy saw me start the match. He says, "Hey, you're in multiplayer mode. How can I join?" And Max immediately says, Badger 24-hour ban if anyone asks. If anyone asks.
Well, I guess my mods have gotten a lot of blood on them recently. There's a lot of influx of new people right now because of 1.4 coming out. So there's a lot of
right.
And we just don't allow kids. So.
And being the kind of, I mean, arguably the face of Terraria.
Penguin's around. Chippy's around. I mean, last couple months, I suppose so. Yeah, on Twitch.
But on the face of Terraria.
Can I join your server? I mean,
Can I join your
it's a pretty
server?
common question. I'm not mad at people who ask it. Okay, let's actually, before we start talking about anything else, let's do our top 5 tips for streaming. All right.
Okay, I wrote most of them down.
Yeah, we have them written down this time.
Top 5 tips.
Top 5
To
tips.
do rules. Okay, the rules tab is.
Chaos, what's the question?
What's that? What if I ask? You could probably get banned. Look.
Oh, what if you asked to join? Yeah, I mean, I would not. I would just tell you no. I wouldn't ban you.
I mean,
because I'm doing something already. Like if you talk to me, actually, you know what? I guess I'm okay with scheduling things on stream. So like if you're like, hey, or if you came to me at Chaos and you're like, hey Badger, can we do a collab together, live on stream? You ask me that. I would be like, yes, let's do it. What do you want to do? What time? When is it? And then we could set it up live on stream. I don't mind.
Right. But that might be something to say, hey, Badger, I've sent you a thing in Discord. Let's work it out. That's probably the best way to do it. But
actually, I don't
number
know.
one, a stranger coming to you on YouTube or coming to you in chat going,
they are, Chaos. I know.
Let me join right now.
Chaos, what you should do is make a map for me to play parkour on, and I'll parkour it, and then you can post it on your channel. Or I can post it on... Well, your question is actually a good one, I think. Rather, I could take your question and talk about it, because I think it is okay to actually... You're doing the posting, sweet. I think it actually is. It is fine to do. I think to ask another content creator who you're friends with to plan with them live on stream. I think it's okay, because that's it's business hours for me. Kind of is how I think about it. Because I think a lot of streamers don't agree with this, and I didn't previously. I really was wanting to handle all like that kind of business stuff off stream, but I think it's all having that mentality has prevented me from doing collabs, and I think that's why I need to get out of that mentality and being willing to plan on the fly live on stream during those business hours like that. Because what is streaming? You're putting yourself out there, like, hey, listen, come talk to me, have a conversation with me. So what avenues of approach are you not willing to do? Are you ever willing not to talk about collab? I want to say no. You should be willing to talk about collaboration when it arises.
Well,
when you possibly can.
so 90% of the ones that happen for me is they'll say, hey Clown, I sent you a Discord. Let's collab. Let's do a co-stream. I sent you a Discord. Let's schedule it, and I'll go. Absolutely, let's do it.
See, I think,
and that's as much that happens live.
Right.
Everything, all the details about time and date and all of that is usually reserved, and that's how, because that's what comes into me anytime someone wants to do one for me. Like, so my latest one was Z1 Gaming, right? My buddy Z1. He said, I think he hosted me, or I hosted him one night, and he says he hit me up and said, hey, let's do a co-op stream, right? On occasion, I've gotten one that a kid came in and said, hi, I'm 10 years old, which you're not supposed to talk about your age on Twitch.
Internet.
This was years ago.
You're not supposed to talk about your age on the internet.
On the internet, period. And he says,
because I asked my chat.
He says, hey, can you buy me Terraria? I want to play with you. And I said, no. And he says, well, I can't buy it myself, and I can't subscribe because, quote, I've fallen on hard times.
You're 10. How hard are the times? Like, what's been going on? You're on hard times.
Right. Wrong. What had happened? He says he can't sub.
I think it was Arc.
Arc.
It was Arc. Yeah.
Was it Arc?
This was. Your memory was vagaries.
Yeah.
You'll gain exposure. Wow.
I want to say it was it Arc? Oh,
anyways, we got distracted from our original.
I've kind of blocked that out. But for collab streams,
oh my god.
Collab streams, it's always been someone pings me, or my latest one was Z1 Gaming. He said he rated me or I rated him.
That's an instant ban for me, Doctor. Well, most of the time it's instant.
But he just says, hey man, let's do a collab stream. I want to get to know Factorio. And I said, let's do it. Right. And then I said, we'll plan. And so I pinged him almost either right after I got off air or immediately the next day. Right. So Dr. Duke says even better people come in and talk about their hacked copies. Oh yeah. The hacked copies
that's against terms of service. I mean, you should ban chatters like that probably. I usually give a strong verbal warning. And
I'll just do.
Look, he's clear again. See, I told you his freaking bitrate. He moved. Never mind. Just get real still for me. Don't move at all. No. Stiller. Increase the amount of stillness. Deep breath.
Right. Strong verbal warning. I remember the day. I think we talked about this before, but I remember the day that you fixed your audio issues. Remember, your mic used to be very, very super high gain.
Well, it's because it was a condenser mic. Yeah, yeah. Well, it was lots of different configurations, like a million. It was like far away, so you couldn't see it.
Right. It was completely out of frame.
Yeah, which I still would like, but it's just impossible, man.
Right.
You need like a really good environment. You need a really nice microphone. It's just not a thing. Sorry, my feet are killing me, so I'm messing with my mat.
And you,
God damn it, Tumblr Sam! What did we just fucking say?
Yeah, but I bought one. Didn't know, but I love games.
Give me 24 timeout, Tumblr Sam. Tumblr Sam, you're too stupid to be here. You can't say you torrent shit. It's illegal. It's against terms of service. It was a long time. I committed a crime a long time ago.
It was the Statue of Liberty's up on it, right?
Fuck. God damn it! I was enjoying talking to you today. Come back in 24 hours.
But I remember that day because you had you move around a lot in your stream. You do. You move around a lot.
Fuck off.
A lot.
I do not.
And when you do, you kind of especially back then you did, or you moved around way more.
No, I definitely moved around a lot more.
And you're a bit of a spaz, right?
I mean, yeah. You can't say that, by the way. That means something else in UK and EU. Spaz?
Well, I remember there were space pirates and zombies,
and they got a lot of trouble for calling it spaz.
Really?
Yeah.
Slang. All right. A stupid or incompetent person.
It's more like
one.
It's like an R word.
A hyperactive person is definition
like
number 2.
An R word in there. Look, it has the same kind. Look, whatever. Anyways, we still haven't given our top 5 tips.
Look, there you go.
Look, I'm telling you, all right. I don't care what the Wikipedia says. Is Wikipedia all about it? You're logging in as enough about you. No wonder I can't type as enough about you right now.
No, sorry. Well, I had the thing up, so
it's derogatory and offensive. It says.
To who?
To people you're saying it to.
No, not to you.
Yeah, I mean, I am hyperactive. I would describe myself as that word as well, but apparently it's a better word.
But then, so you were doubly or triply so when you had your mic right above your head, and so that means you had a big degree of movement, a big degree of freedom with your movement, your body, and all that. Right. The day that you bought a mic and stuck it right here in front of your chest.
No, I did that with the condenser.
You went right to the center, and
you're so wrong.
It focused you crazy. Now this is a new configuration. Right afterwards, you iterated a little bit, and once you got it to where it is now, kind of off to the side, you have more freedom, and then your standing desk, all that, and
man. All right,
right, and you've iterated. But that very first day you got it, it was center mass.
Yeah, I remember it was right here. I hated it. Right here. It was the worst because I always hit it too.
Right. Yes, and you did not like it.
Oh, yeah. It's short for a medical condition as well as spastic dysplasia. To be fair, so show. What's your point? Why are we talking about this again?
Show historian Shady says it was on the Ark server with Wolf's riddle thing. I remember that. And he was like, "I want to play with you," and we kept saying for subs only, just help me pay for the server. Right? That's the only reason, and I still do that, subs only when we do multiplayer. Just help me pay for this damn server, right? He kept saying he subbed, but then the game alert never went off.
I subbed.
And
then
bro,
he subscribed on YouTube.
I'm young and fallen in hard times.
I don't have money. I don't know where this tangent came from either.
Right.
Anyways, a top 5 tips for me. All right, my number 1 tip actually for getting better to streaming is find a mentor. Find someone you look up to. Find someone that you want to be like. Yeah, it's my number 1. Find someone you want to be like and emulate them. Travesty, travesty. Finding a mentor helped me a lot. Finding someone I want to be like. I think my original. Oh, thanks, Crow. I think my original mentor, my original inspiration was Sips, but I think my original mentor was probably Pedguin. I kind of looked to him a lot for what to do, what it should look like, and what kind of content to make, and now I have lots of different mentors actually. Dizzy Disaster. I look up to Glurms a lot. I look up to Blake. For lots of things, I think I have more mentors in my life now than I ever have previously.
Good,
which is a strong success for me.
Yeah, mine. I think the first thing out of my mouth was get a schedule and keep it. I mean, I've seen and I've heard about the more stories that start with, I saw an opening in this game at this time, so I filled it. And I went from 0 viewers to average 200 in 90 days. Like I heard that on some other big streamer. And when I say big stream, we have these weird definitions of small streamer, big streamer. It was, I cannot remember who it was, but it was someone who had 2,000 people in his chat reliably, and he was around 2,000.
Wow.
And he gave some advice, similar advice. Someone came into his chat and says, how do I get better at streaming, or how do I start streaming? And he said, find a schedule and keep it, or something, and find a schedule, start streaming right now, find a schedule and keep it.
2 different types of streamers.
And live and not live, right?
Yeah.
And then that was the end of it. It was a 15-second conversation. Well, that guy went off and said, okay, I'm working during these hours, my normal job, and I'm sleeping during these hours. I'm going to flip it around because I see between, he said something like 2 a.m. Pacific and 8 a.m. Pacific.
Right.
There was nobody, or something. It was something like that.
Right.
It was.
There's a gap in the schedule where the browse page
evening was, where the Pacific Ocean is over its evening, and there's no one there. So he started he started waking at 2 a.m. and streaming Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
And he also said he said, I did some analytics, and the numbers of there's a specific game mode that was underrepresented, but when everyone else was playing it, it was higher than all the other ones. So he said, I'm going to play arena mode during these hours and fill that need.
Sure, that makes sense. This is starting a business 101, basically. Find a need and fill it, right?
Find a need to fill it, right? And so he did this, and then it was like 110 days after big streamer gave him this advice. He was not only averaging 150 to 200 every time, but he was also partnered in that time.
Well, it's obvious that he had a lot of other things. He had the equipment to do so. He had the wherewithal to wake up at this time. He had the social, the life situation.
He went on to talk about, well, I had an old mic this, and I've downloaded OBS, and I spent a day figuring it out, and I didn't get a camera until 2 weeks in, and then I got a camera. And he says, but I still got viewers even if I didn't have a camera, but I got a camera on. And he added to his things as he started getting success.
You never figured out. Yeah, I agree.
And he just kind of dedicated his life to it, which was my number 5, is be ready to commit. Like, he'd be ready to get in there and do the thing.
Waking up at 2 a.m., I would have not encouraged someone to mess their entire sleep schedule up to do streaming.
Well, he just said he just flipped it, right? He said, well, instead, when I got off from work...
Don't update it, Twisted Mitch. Never update OBS, okay? Unless it's not working, don't update. That's my policy on everything. Well, all right?
So all he said he did is he works during this hour, so that's the non-negotiable. So he said, instead of trying to stream after I get home from work, he said I immediately went to sleep. And then
this guy has no other life, I would note. He's got, like, no family, no kids, no pets, probably.
Right.
He can just do whatever. I mean, this is a very fringe circumstance.
Yeah. And he said it was basically 90 days from 0 to partner, and
crazy
100 and something viewers.
That's great. It took me a whole year, 2 years to get a partnership. 2 years. OBS Studio, Streamlabs OBS, or both? I just use Studio. I don't see a reason. I think Blake uses Streamlabs OBS.
I do. For whatever reason, I was streaming GTA one day, and it was super choppy on OBS, and all I did, and I had the same settings. I went over settings for hours. Tried different things, did my test account, it went live on all this. It never improved. And I just said, all right, screw it. And I downloaded Streamlabs, and with no setups. I think I went in and filled in the bit rate, the same bit rate I usually do, in the FPS and all that business. And I hit go, and it was perfect. And I went, okay, well, we're doing that because. And then I tested with Factorio.
That's a good reason.
What's other games?
If it works better, then do that.
It works better.
So what happened here is he ran into a problem, tried something new, it worked, and he continued doing that, basically. Maybe I need to try Streamlabs OBS to see if it works better. All right, my number 2 tip for this is find out what works for your creative outlet. All right, so this is different than what Blake was talking about. So Blake kind of described a situation where someone found a niche and filled it, and that to me, that sounds like a route to burnout, honestly. Where you're just doing it, you're just doing a job. It's like
probably so.
It's not you being creative and enjoying it, because I think you have to do creativity if you really want to enjoy this. And creativity is why I like this job so much. So you're doing things that are creative already. Find a way to take that creative stuff and then do something with it. All right, and that's the easiest route to take to start making content. I already make really complex meals every day for myself for breakfast. Start taking photos of your breakfast and making Instagram posts out of them. People will like that. Right? You're doing that already. Now you just have to learn the skills to use the Instagram thing to do that. So the content flow that you make is super important, right? The things in your life are what the people want to know about. And if you can create content out of what's already happening, you don't have to mess with your schedule. You don't have to do different things. You just have to add a little bit of learning on top of it to be able to do that. That's my number 2.
Incremental effort, right?
Right. See, a tiny amount of effort for potentially a much larger payout rather than
Right.
like totally swapping everything around or doing something crazy. Like learning how to draw in order to make content. That seems, hopefully you like drawing already if you're going to try to do something like that. Learning how to make music from the very start in order to make content for it. Hopefully you like actually making music in the first place.
Right. So mine is my next one is be a student of your craft.
There's always luck involved, Chaos, but I would say that persistence and consistency was there as well, because there's lots of people who try to do what you're doing and then they gave up.
Yeah. 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 And
stopped.
And Badger had one of his greatest lines ever was somebody came. Oh, it was so great. It was so piercing. It was so piercing.
I do that sometimes. Thanks.
Somebody came into chat and somebody came into chat and said, hey, Badger, I just did X, Y, and Z, and I got affiliate or something like that.
Okay. And I
Badger
said
looks
something cruel, I bet.
straight down the barrel and says, congratulations, you're halfway to quitting.
Fuck me, that's a fucked up thing to say. God dang, that's messed up! Why would I say that? I didn't mean it. I was just being mean. Probably meant it, but I was just being mean. You don't have to quit just because
it was exact. You know what?
Brutal.
It is
That's
exactly
actually
right.
savage. I mean, that's
exactly
so
right.
many people have quit, man. Like
So many people quit.
So many people. There's New Relic is like one of the first people I think about that just disappeared. I mean, you definitely see streamers disappear, right? Like all the time.
Definitely.
Yeah, me on some days I'm just so snappy and snarky, and I mean, like some people. One of my favorite lines to do is when people ask me, "Hey, Peter, how do I get started?" Time machine. Go back 10 years.
Yeah.
Start. You're too late now, sucker.
No, not really. It's start now. Start now. Don't quit.
Well, when we talk about starting now, I always like to talk about don't do the same thing everybody else is doing. Like try a new field. Don't do YouTube. Like think about the saturation level on YouTube, right? Maybe don't do live streaming. Maybe find some other outlet, some other creative thing that's going to take off. Be an early adopter of something.
Yeah.
Sounds exactly like something Badger would say. Sorry, am I just a mean person? Okay. All right.
No.
Number 3, and this is a tough one for me, okay? This is one I've struggled with a lot, is delegate tasks that you are not suited for, okay? What are you? What are you doing? What are you? Okay, tell me this. Do you know what you are? What are the tasks that you want to perform? Are you an editor? Are you an orator? Are you a professional game player? You're going to have to find out what you are and then specialize in that task. It's very tempting to try to do everything yourself, and some things it's going to be impossible to get help with. Like, are you an audio engineer? Probably not. So you're going to need to ask other people to help you with your audio setup. Okay, are you a video production aficionado? No, you have no training in video production. How are you going to get there? Ask other people for help, all right? Things that you're not good at, don't be afraid to delegate to other people or ask them for help with, all right? This is a really tough one to start with.
Yeah, emote artist for a long time. Badger made his own emotes.
Yeah, and that's okay. It's fine.
It's okay.
And I still do, you know, if it's something I can do, it's within my grasp, I will do. But a lot of time, it's so much easier for me to say, hey, will you do this for me? Hey, I have this idea. Will you do this? And it's, you know, take the $2.50 you got from that sub the other day and put it to your artist and help them out and pay them, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That's a good line also. Chatter comes in, Yarmir is the best Terrarian. I'm like, oh yeah? Where are you at?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Yarmir. Let me see.
Did I say that? I ask that question of people a lot. Because, you know, one of the things that I do for my friends is tell them who they are. Have you ever seen me do that, Blake? Like, usually a lot of
you are?
Tell them who they are. So I'll come around, right? And I'll introduce you to somebody, and I'll give them a spiel about you. And you didn't tell me what spiel to give, right?
Right.
This is who you are. I shout all the time, Laureen. Who are you?
Yeah. What are you? Yeah.
You gotta
Yarmir,
figure
I'll
out
tell
who
you
you
where
are.
he is. He's sitting out on YouTube with 452,000 subscribers, but has not put out a video in 2 years.
Oh, 2 years. I'm sure he still gets some views. I wonder what his statistics look like right now as far as viewership is concerned. He probably still gets some clicks.
452K subscribers.
Oh, Chaos. Congrats to Chaos again. I said this earlier today, but I didn't do it on this channel. 100K subscribers for Chaos. Silver play button. Like a baller shot caller. And then also Fury got 100K as well. So they both got silver play buttons at the same time. It's pretty sick.
Badass.
Muted and
Yep,
shouting,
113K.
yeah.
Two settings, muted and shouting. That's kind of cool. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you'll. I mean, I guess, but you don't. When you've introduced me at our live events, there's nothing's really surprising that comes out. Right?
For some people, they don't have a formation of who they are, and they can be surprising for them. Because so, like me introducing Sui to Steven of StackUp.org, CEO of StackUp.org, how I described her, she never even had described herself as that way before. You know, and I do that quite frequently, I would say. Because I have a strict definition of a human before I introduce them. Really, if I don't know you super well, I probably won't introduce you, honestly. So I want you to give yourself that definition. What are you? What is your role? Who are you? What does it look like?
Right.
You don't have another 4 right now. You're not sure what your number 4 is?
Oh, I had 5, and I wrote down as many as I could think of. I listed all 5 of them.
I'm not mad at you. You're fine.
But mine, be a student of your craft. I think I had some commentary on that one. That was my number 2. Was don't. Right. So to your analogy is, are you an emote artist? No. Then you should probably pay for an emote artist, right? If you can. Are you an audio engineer? No. But then, can you pay for an audio engineer to come in and set up? Maybe. Not likely.
Tough.
Can you pay?
It's gonna be tough.
Can you pay for a producer to come in and set up your OBS every day and hit the button for go live?
You really can't.
And not really.
Those are your big limitations there.
If you can't outsource that sort of thing, guess what? You're it. You need to be a student of how to. You need to be your own vehicle of how to get that move, right? Because there was an interesting thing that as soon as Badger did, this is a great discussion. You should probably bring this up on there. Great object lesson is when you started straight off of AGDQ, and you said, "Okay, I'm doing merch. I'm going to do merch," and you said, "I think what I'm going to do is order all the shirts myself and ship them."
Yes, that was my first consideration.
My first consideration, and I said, how many boxes and shirts do you want to keep at your place?
Zero. This is how many.
And you went, good call. Let's see what kind of shirt companies are out there that can help me with it.
Yeah. I couldn't do shirts myself. I couldn't figure out how to sell shirts reasonably within my life, right? So it wasn't a thing. It was an idea, but it wasn't worth the time investment, all the energy that it would take to learn how to do something like that. Right. You know, like if you want to sell merch, you don't print your shirts yourself. Like you're just too much, just too far. As fun as would it be to learn to do that, it's so far out of the scope of how I define myself that it's just not reasonable to do so. So you're right, Laureen. It is really fun to learn things like that. But if you spend all your time learning new things that are fun for you, you're not going to make progress on things. Right. There's just too much to learn. Like, how far are you going to go down the rabbit hole of physics just because? Or
are you a shirt maker? What are you
like? What are you going to start making emotes for other people? Are you going to have like the most high quality emotes? Like, you're going to go? Are you going to be? Like, I want to be a streamer, so I'm going to go to art school so I can make my own emotes. It seems it's kind of like backwards. This merch popular. It makes money. We sold, I want to say 80 shirts in a month, something like that. And for my cut, it's free money basically. I mean, people need shirts. It's kind of weird, Max, because you don't need to make a lot of money from a venture to make it worthwhile. Making any income per month is pretty great. Just adding to the pool of incomes that you're getting already. Because really what you want to do is you want to have lots of diverse income. You know, you want to have ads, you want to have bits, you want to have subs, you want to have gift subs, you want to have game sales, you want to have an Amazon link, you want to have your affiliation to these things. Like, as long as it fits within your content flow, I would say. Like, a lot of this stuff is very low effort. Like, you just talk about the shirt once a day. That's all. Okay, so my number 4 is very similar to what you just said. Learn the tools that you need to do. Like, if you need to learn something, you're gonna have to go to YouTube. All right, you're gonna have to Google how to use OBS. What OBS settings do I use? And if you have a good mentor, maybe your mentor will talk to you about it and show you. Get your mentor to sit down on a call with you. Use a video screen sharing service. Show him the OBS, show her their OBS, and then look through it together. Like, what is this? What is this? What is this? If you can manage that. But there's lots of YouTube guys who stumble over their words and talk real slow, sadly, that will tell you about OBS as well if you want to see it. So you got to learn all the tools. The ones that you have to learn, right? It's just almost contradictory for designate tasks that you aren't suited for. But identifying what you're suited for and what you're not is going to be super important. Like Blake
Yeah.
said, you can't find an audio engineer to come in and check your stuff out. So you're going to have to go to YouTube. You're going to have to check out Linus Tech Tips, right? You're going to have to go watch those videos. YouTube is the largest repository of human information on the planet. Okay, keep that in mind. You can learn a lot of stuff over there. If you got a question, YouTube will probably answer it.
Yeah, and someone has probably asked it, and someone has probably answered it.
Yeah.
And they are, and here's the cool thing is they are financially driven to answer your question.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You think about it. So in
that's
my
the great thing
business-
about YouTube. It's like such a inherent circle of life on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Because they want to answer your question, because the more asked a question becomes, the more views they'll get from answering that question, and it's just like, and they're encouraged to make high quality. That's why Photoshop has finally started kind of catching up on making videos for Photoshop, but Photoshop tutorials existed forever, right? Because people
forever,
are trying to answer those questions.
Right. So in my main job, in the main gig, I talk about, I have a Microsoft, I'm kind of a Microsoft guy. I do SharePoint and Azure and a couple of back-end things. And when I'm rolling out a new service internally, someone will say, hey, so are there any training videos out here? I said, yeah. Microsoft has a few of them out there, and they're decent. But
they're going to be more high quality usually, right? I mean, they might be out of date. Would be the first thing that might be a problem.
They are, and that's my thing is I said, but they're usually older because Microsoft is not financially motivated to get you up to the minute training material. You know who it is? YouTube. And they look at me weird. And I said, YouTube is the greatest compendium of human knowledge on planet Earth that's ever existed. Better than the Library of Alexandria, better than anything. I learned how to change my oil. Better than the Jewish temple when they kept all those records, all that stuff.
Better than Wikipedia recently, I would say. I used to hail Wikipedia as a number one companion.
And I said, so when I have a question that I do not have the answer for, sure, I'll peruse and search the Microsoft either the forums or the tech docs, the little tech stack that they have, and then if it's not there, I go straight to YouTube.
Right.
That's it. And I said my success rate is probably 40% success rate at Microsoft and 60% success rate in YouTube, and for when I need to find answers.
Yeah.
And so and then that's hard because some sites within my company have YouTube blocked for the site because they don't want people wasting time. And they said, well, YouTube's blocked here. And I said, well, I guess you don't want very good training videos because I said, because they're the best. I said, here, I can send you a link to the Microsoft ones, but they're very rudimentary and they're very basic, and you're probably not going to be able to answer all your questions. So you need to think about that in terms of what kind of knowledge you want your employees to have. And that's where I lay it out. Look, I have no dog in that fight, right? I don't know.
If they don't want to do it, and then you can't really argue with them, right? Yeah.
I can't really argue with it. Right?
Yeah, we always repeat this topic, Max. I mean, we're gonna one of the things that we want to do at the beginning of the stream is repeat this topic over and over again because new people are here and we want to talk about. So my fifth top tip: work with others that are your size.
Oh.
Okay. So this is something that I've learned over, I would say, fairly recently. I've identified kind of a way. It's when you get into a relationship with someone, here's what I want you to avoid. I want you to avoid feeling like hey Ash, I want you to avoid feeling like you give to them and they give nothing back. Okay? In circumstances where you feel like you're giving to someone and you're not getting anything back, that's not a relationship, okay? You want to stay away from that kind of thing. And that can be really hard because, you're a really big fan of SIPs and you want to interact with SIPs, you want to work with SIPs. SIPs is not going to give you the time of day because you can't give back to him, right? When you're starting out, there's no way that you would be able to help SIPs. So when SIPs look at you, he sees that he can't get things from you, and therefore there is no relationship there. What you need to find is people who are coming up alongside you. So I would say look at your average viewer count, look at your statistics, and see where that places you in the sphere, and then work with those individuals because you can form relationships with them that are give and take. And then you can change those relationships as you grow. You're going to grow past people. People are going to grow past you, and relationships are going to change. What I would say, rather than trying to work with the biggest person that you know, work with individuals who are similar size to you or around your size because you want to have that give and take.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably where you're going to find your most success. I would agree. Yeah, so Chaos, reword your question because
it's a little funky.
There's no financial. Yeah. So
We can reword it
Chaos
for you, yeah.
for the MP3, Chaos asks, how do you judge size between YouTubers and streamers? I find it so hard because 1,000 subs on Twitch is bigger than 1,000 subs on YouTube. Well, 1,000 subs on YouTube don't cost money.
This is a common thing. So how do you judge the size between YouTubers and streamers? I find it so hard because 1,000 followers on Twitch is way bigger than 1,000 subs on YouTube. I don't know that that's true. 1,000 subs. So with 1,000 subs, probably, or sorry, 1,000 followers, a Twitch streamer is probably going to have like 10 average viewers while they're streaming. Yeah, because it's.
I think 1 to 2% is about right.
Right. It's well. I think
we did that math earlier, right?
Well, 1 to 2% would maybe. It's kind of whack because the smaller your Twitch channel is, the more average viewers you kind of like. Because it like if you look at Shroud, right, he gets a tiny percentage of his follower count. But then with some streamers at 1,000, they get even more. So it's a bit skewed as you're a smaller streamer because your retention rate is a lot higher.
Yeah,
but then the YouTubers who have 1,000 subs, it varies with them as well. Like how many views on a video are you getting? So actually, what I would say in this is that I think we might be looking at the wrong metric to decide size. So how many views a video gets might be more impactful than how many subscribers they have, and how many average viewers a person is getting is probably more important than followers. I think followers have a big bell curve sort of deal where it's, or like maybe like they're like more, they decline in usefulness or indicator. So you might want to look at different statistics to decide things. Determining someone's size is going to be hard, straight up. It's going to be difficult. What you really should do is look at everything. Actually, if there was going to be one thing that I would say to look at for, and this is what companies look at too, if there's one thing that I would say you should look at is actually Twitter followers or Instagram followers rather than their current like where they're making content at to decide. So like if someone has 0 followers on Twitter and you have 0 followers or something, like, well, you can look at other places to see where they have clout, I guess is that they have impact. The reason that developers and sponsorships look at Twitter is because it's they find it a very good indication of how prolific a content creator is with their audience, their ability to pull their audience to other places. So like if you're a YouTuber and you're working with a Twitch streamer, there's no point in working with the Twitch streamer if there's nobody in their audience that is willing to follow them to other platforms, right? Because like, so let's say like, you know, Chaos, you come onto my channel and you're a guest there, and then I go to guest on your channel on a video. What we really want is cross-pollination, right? We really want our communities to smash together and then blend, and then our communities become one, and then people who like you, like me, and etc. So if someone doesn't have any ability to take their audience to go to another platform, maybe that's what you need to be worried about. And so maybe look at their Twitter, maybe look at their follow through, make a push through. Knowing how to look at stats is super important too. Like going to Sullynome to look at Twitch stats. I wish I knew a better way to look at Twitter stats, like engagement stats, because like maybe even more important than followers is actual percentage of followers engagement on Twitter. So like I have very few followers on Twitter, but I get a pretty significant amount of engagement on every single tweet. Well, not every single tweet, but lots of tweets have a significant engagement. So you can look at that as well. That's tough to determine that they're the same size as you is very difficult. I can tell you what's a little bit easier, determining someone's way bigger than you, for example, or way smaller than you. You can probably see that a lot easier than. So if you're not sure, maybe that's fine. Maybe collab with them. Oh, analytics. You can see your own analytics. I don't know if you can see someone else's.
Right. Yeah, I was just looking at that. If you want to see your own, you can look at.
This channel has 23K followers. Really? No way.
No, not this channel.
Anyways, there's no way with 23K followers here. Do we? Anyways, what was I saying? So yeah, I think you'll probably see size fine. 947 followers. Yeah, okay.
What is it we talking about?
Baller, you're on freaking drugs, bro. Get ahead of here.
Baller almost peed right there.
When do we get 23K followers?
Almost peed right there.
All right, so this channel is a great example of a channel that is totally screwing up its follower count based versus viewer count because of how we do it. So it's this is like a weird two partners host into this channel to
it's
to
a
have
rule
it be
breaker,
a thing.
right?
It's really
a rule breaker.
Yeah. I was like 23.
So,
wow, it's 23K followers. How did that happen? So yeah, your
views.
size. I think Chaos. Great question, man. Because I guess really how I see it right now is bands. Right? There's tons of people that are way higher than you, tons of people who are lower than you, and you need to find people within that bands.
Right. And one other thing is what Badger's saying is your ability to move. What exactly? your ability to move influence off of your existing platform is big, because here's what an advertiser is, right? What if I'm big on YouTube? What I want you to do is to leave the YouTube platform and go buy a shirt or buy a product.
Yeah.
How do I get you to do that, right? Well, if your followers, if you have a cajillion on YouTube, but you have nothing on anything else, they're going to go, okay, well, I can impact YouTube, but they may not be motivated to follow this person to do what this person asks them to do.
I think the term for that is click through, right? So
click through, right.
Someone who has really
something like that, right?
Someone who has really low click through or really low follow up is like a meme poster. You know, they just make like funny memes that have no centralization. It's just whatever. No one really cares about their personality or things like that. Right, so
you don't have to do sponsorships, but
if you don't want sponsorship, you shouldn't do, honestly. But you could probably find something that suits you for a sponsorship.
Right.
There's lots of different types of sponsorships as well. So like getting a game for free, technically by EU law, that's a sponsorship and that's an ad.
Sponsorship. Right.
So it's equipment sponsorships kind of hard to say no to because it doesn't hurt anybody, right? Like if they have even decent prices and someone's willing to come to you and give you a new keyboard, and all they're saying is use the new keyboard, and that's it. That's a sponsorship, and that's like equipment sponsorships are very common.
Yes.
So there's so many different types of sponsorships and so many different people willing to and wanting to do sponsorships out there that you'll probably find something for you. But if you decide not to do, there's plenty of people who don't do sponsorships. If you decide not to do sponsorships, that's fine too. That you can even use that as a talking point where you're like, hey, I'm totally free from the pressure of sponsors out there, and the things I'm saying and doing they're truly from me, and there's no like mincing words or anything like that. So every time you play a game, for example, like Total Biscuit is a great example. Hey, I'm playing this game because I want to play a game. Doesn't matter, like that was a talking point for him.
Who was the name? What was the example you give? That's the reason why you went completely ad free. And
Max would know. I know who you're talking about.
Was it a Russian person?
No, he's not actually Russian. He has like a Russian name, I want to say. Maybe the Russian Badger or something like that. Max would know.
It was something like that. They said, and he
does great with that.
For every
Soviet
video,
Womble,
Soviet Womble, that's it. It was, I knew it was Russian something.
He does Patreon. He's an amazing click through.
And all he does is he says, I do no ads, no sponsorships, no nothing. All I ask is that you support me on Patreon, and that's all he says. And then he does a video, right? He does the thing.
I know him from Emacs. He's British. Soviet Wombles equals Russian Badger. Seems so good. No, they're not the same. Wait, is he the same? He's not the same. Shut up. I know him only because of you, Max. Because I've looked into him because you mentioned him.
And I know him only because of Badger, because Badger said, "Hey, I'm going to do this different thing because I saw this model,
and
I saw this model."
Womble's been doing it for so long,
and it was great.
I mean, I barely run it as is, but since I picked up an editor on YouTube, I decided to stop with no ad revenue because that's the only way I can pay him.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go over my top 5 again. Find a mentor. Find out what works for your creative outlet. So find things that you're creating already and learn how to share them. Delegate tasks that you're not suited for. Learn the tools that you need when you can't find a way to delegate, and work with others that are your size. Collaboration is important.
Yeah, I had the same ones. Get a schedule and keep it. Be a student of your craft, which means learn things that you need to. Find a mentor. And the one I was missing, I think, was collaborate or network. I really didn't start growing until I started rubbing elbows with other streamers, I guess kind of my size. I didn't, collaborate and network. I mean, whether that's
I actually think number 5 was a really big one for you, because you dedicated your life to streaming in a lot of ways, but you didn't dedicate to a single path, right? Because you did Terraria, and then you did Ark, and you're kind of like, nah, you couldn't really find the thing, and then you finally stuck with Factorio, and then at Factorio, really launching into that is what got you partnership.
Yeah. And I just said and then number 5, my 4 was collaborate / network, because you're not going to get there alone. It's like anything, you're going to need friends. And then number 5 was just be ready to get up and die for it. Like you got to get after it.
That was that was easy for me, and I think that was not easy for other people, because I just hung my horse on this. Hung my hat on this. I got off my horse and hung it on doing streaming thing, because I was actually talking about you today on my stream, because I was talking about how I quit my job and why and how I felt, and I repeated to them what you told me, where you said, "Hey, Blake, I'm thinking about quitting my full-time job. What do you think?" And you're like, "Well, maybe wait until you feel it from balls to bone."
Balls to bones.
And I went the next day and quit my job.
Yeah. Well, you said I'm thinking about quitting my job, and I think your question was, when is it a good time?
Right. I think that was,
Or
yeah.
You said it was when will I know when it's time to quit my job? And I said you're gonna know 100% when it's time. You're gonna feel it from balls to bones.
You convinced me to quit my job, by the way.
Well, I just said you won't have you'll know when know when you're ready to do it.
I was so burning to quit that job. I mean, I didn't dislike that job. It's a funny thing. It was like one of the best jobs I've ever had.
Right.
Most low key, great pay.
You dug it.
Like, it was a good job, great people. Like it's when I started streaming, I felt this huge animosity start building up for going to that job and doing.
They were competing,
right? Right. They were taking time. Like,
just taking time.
It's just
I want to do X and I have to go do Y because I can't,
right.
and I can't do X, right?
Yeah, I guess I felt myself regretting the job, like having the job. I definitely don't regret quitting, that's for sure. I mean, it's very stressful doing this job. There is definitely a lot of downsides to being an entrepreneur, setting your own schedule, doing everything. Because scheduling isn't just live, by the way. Scheduling is scheduling time, downtime. I think that's an easy thing to miss out on. You need appropriate amount of downtime. And you also need to have leeway within. You need to schedule leeway within to
margin
to not kill yourself over stuff.
Yeah, you gotta build in some margin, right? You gotta build in some margin, and margin in time, margin in money, margin in the amount of energy you're gonna put into it. Like, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, and if I can get this done, it'd be great. If I want to minimum get this done, somewhere in the middle will be great. Build in some margin to where you can have some error. Right?
It's hard to do. To like learning scheduling is a task, and learning scheduling is learning your tools, like, because you're gonna have to do it yourself. You know, you can't outsource your own schedule.
Yes. Yeah.
Stream prep is important. How else are you gonna get new layouts? See, it's amazing how much emphasis is put on. Is put on how how important it is to have a good layout. How important it is to have a follower alert. How important it is to, these small things that all streamers latch onto. I actually think that importance is so low. Like, learn to read chat, man. It's like it's so much more important than have a stupid follower notification or having a cool scene. Like, people, it's an interactive platform. Like, if you want to focus on things, be interactive is what I would say, rather than and focus on layouts.
Well, the other thing, speaking of interaction, you got to think about what's the root cause of why you have a cool backdrop, why you have a cool alert, why you have a cool sub siren that goes off.
Right.
It's so that it's not for any other reason. So it's so that you can make a big deal out of it when it happens, and say,
so
bam,
streamer,
let's go engage.
Streamer can make a big deal about it, right?
Yes,
really, all boils down to streamer to viewer connection. If you are missing out on streamer to viewer connection, it just doesn't work. Look, okay, so Whiskey Pete says, or just play Valorant for drops. How many times have we seen someone do really, really well because of the drop thing, and then as soon as drops are over, boop!
Right. There was a guy it was, what's her name's friend? Random Surge. Random Surge was the one who
Yes, I think I remember this guy.
So Random Surge, it was during the Warframe time, and this guy was kind of a half committed streamer.
Sort of streaming.
Sort of
streaming.
And he was decent. Yeah, he was decent at Warframe. And this thing hit, and he went from 0
to like thousands.
I want to say 1,000 as soon as it hit. And while Warframe did a great thing where I wish everybody would do this, which there is a topic in the chat about a really neat one that we could unpack if you want to, Badger. That's the one that was above my dog one. Two above the dog one. Anyway, what happens? So just to bring you guys in with what the Warframe deal was. This was the first time I had ever seen this. It was in 2018. What happened is Warframe said, "All right, if you were on the forums, if you link your forum password, which is your Warframe password, you can link that to Twitch, right? And what we're also going to do is if you're streaming on Twitch and you're in the chat of a streamer who's streaming Warframe, what we're going to do is on your Warframe account, we're going to credit you some goodies in game, so that as the streamer, accomplishes things and gets achievements in Warframe, the chat is going to get little goodies in game.
Right.
So as the streamer does well, chat does well too, and it's all linked back to the Warframe forums type of deal, right? So here's the thing: the viewers win because they get these little goodies. The streamer wins because their viewers go crazy. And by the way, Warframe went from having like 5,000 people playing all the time to like 80,000 people playing all the time.
That's crazy.
So many people play. It was the I don't know. Those are made up numbers, but it was like almost a tenfold increase in the number of people playing Warframe.
They were one of the first
Warframe,
ones to do the drops.
Warframe is free to play, and you can buy these little power ups and whatever. It's microtransactions. So what you want as a free to play game, you want if you say that okay, I'm gonna have free to play game, and only 1% of my user base is going to actually buy something and separate with their money.
Right.
What you want then? You want a giant free-to-play base.
You want a giant free-to-play base, and that's usually how it works.
Right. Warframe is still huge. Dev streams get 30K viewers regularly, but I'm talking about just normal Steam on Steam. How many people are playing Warframe on Steam right now? And it went up tenfold. So Warframe won, the viewers won, and the streamers won. It was great for everyone, and it only lasted like 45 days or 60 days or something. And what this guy did, Random Surge, is he said, all right, well, I have a crappy job right now. I don't know, I don't like my job. I like streaming, I like playing Warframe. So he says I'm decent at it, and he got pretty good, and he would just do achievement rushing, and it was almost like a speed run. But it was achievement rush.
Speed run basically.
And he would just blaze through this game, and every 38 minutes or every 42 minutes, he would just do the thing, drop hunters, right? He would just do this thing, and everybody in the chat would just get all these drops, right? And all these boxes or loot boxes or whatever it was. And he was just a monster producer for his chat. And he says this is all I'm going to do right now, as long as this thing is going. We're going to ride this wave, chat. Let's go. I'm here for your drops. And his viewers would have to it was over 1,000, 2,000 or something crazy every single time, and he was balling. And within the month, he gets partnered, right?
Did he really get partnered from it?
It was like yes, 100%. Let me go find him. His Random Surge.
What year did this happen?
2018.
2018. Oh my god.
And it was back before, and I was look at that verified user, freaking verified user. Hey man, don't fault that guy. He's verified user. He got a cajillion followers. Go back and see if Sully Gnome. I don't know if Sully Gnome has.
Yeah, it does have it.
Stats way back there.
I'm looking at it right now. Let's see if I can show it on screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the time streamed on Warframe. 2,000 hours time streamed. That's insane, actually.
Yeah. But see if you can see the spikes way back in the day.
Yeah, I'm looking at 2018.
He's got Path of Exile.
He was getting amazing followers from it as well. 3.8 followers per hour.
Yeah, 2018.
He actually played a lot of Terraria. His game average viewers for Terraria 192, 105 for Warframe. I don't see the viewer spikes.
Oh yeah,
so here was a huge spike in views. So
1100. Yeah, there was average viewers November 13th. Yeah.
June 28th, and then he jumped up.
Yeah, it was crazy.
July 9th by like 250,000 views.
Yep. There you go. Baller.
Look at this spike of viewership. 1.1 thousand average viewers this stream, November 13th. So yeah, I mean, this is what the drops will do, right?
That's what the drops. That's the drops.
For that year, he averaged 98 viewers.
Yep.
Good enough for partnership, yeah.
Good enough partner. He got it, and he struck where the iron's hot. And he found his thing. And
so I think obviously my big problem with this is that the follow through just isn't there. So it's up to you, really, right? If you have this opportunity to get a lot of viewers, are you able to make an impact on them? Are you able to follow through and do something about these views that you got? Because it's pointless to get lucky, right? And we can kind of say it's getting lucky on this. Like something happened, you took advantage of it. It's semi-lucky, right? You were at the right place, right time. So luck is kind of like being there, right place, right time. So how capable was everybody who was involved in that event of making friends? You know, like genuinely having a connection with their chatter and having them follow them, having that chatter follow them through to everywhere else, to follow them on Twitter, follow them rather than, this is a Warframe viewer. This is a person now who's in my life. that's around, that's, you know, that I connected with.
Right.
How good was the follow through? And that's really the question. And you guys can go look at these stats for yourself. You got to do something. It's really easy to fall too.
Oh no. It was 2017. That's when it was. It was sorry. Yeah, sorry. Look at okay. Look at 2018. Here you go. Okay, that's better. 10,000. Yes. Okay. This makes way more sense.
This stupid graph is insane.
Look at this graph.
Look at this graph.
Look at this graph.
One average viewers. 2, 3, 1, 2, 1,
Bam.
2, 1, 7, 10, 14, 11, 10, 2, 9, 16.
By the way,
4,000. 8,000.
Yeah, which by the way, hey,
9,000 average viewers.
no knock on getting 10 average viewers. Yeah. There were times where Badger and I would absolutely punch little kids in the nads to get 10 viewers. Absolutely. We kick puppies. We do whatever it took to kick.
The views expressed by my co-host are not necessarily the views that I hold.
Yeah, no, we would have.
I mean, I still would punch for if I just had to punch a baby for a 10 average every time. Oh man, I punched so many babies. I punched one baby twice.
No babies were punched. It's out there. No babies punched making this video.
So you can.
But there you go.
These stats are amazing.
No knock on anybody who gets 10 average viewers. That's awesome. But this is the product of those drops, and this guy got partnership because no knock on him at all. Like do what you got to do, baby. Like get it done. There you go. There's your graph. And that was the Warframe view. So
yeah, okay, so it's totally worthwhile for you. I would say streaming, doing live streaming in general. I think what you'll find is that your skill set is such that live streaming is going to be fairly easy to get into. You're not going to have as much barrier of entry, and then that doing live streaming is actually really easy to fit into doing YouTube videos. Because for me, the way I do YouTube videos is like I'm live on stream and I'm like, let's do a YouTube video or a very focused thing, or I'm doing a YouTube video already. I'm doing a live stream while making a YouTube video. That's what I do on my YouTube channel right now. And so you could be doing live what you were doing anyway and getting donations and getting tips and stuff like that, which you wouldn't normally be doing. I think that's why so many YouTubers have come over to Twitch. Like for Sips, for example, used to be a primary YouTuber, moved over to Twitch because he just found that he was doing the same thing anyway, and now he's making YouTube videos still, just with an editor now, slightly different, and he's uploading to his live stream channel, and those are still getting views, still getting money there. So his content hasn't changed at all. He went through some rough times where things are a bit different, but it hasn't changed at all, and he's just live streaming now, which is working way better for him. 4K subs right now, by the way.
I did that on Friday. I went live, and I recorded. Yeah. I made a video. Basically, it's me commenting on the Factorio Friday Facts. Did that live. And I also did.
Yeah, we're happy to answer. That's what this stream is for.
Also went through to Reddit and I answered the weekly question thread for new players and answered that.
So that's interesting. I love this because
I do a bunch of them.
Blake's content flow was using content of other people making content for his content on his live stream, which would then be used from his live stream to make content elsewhere on other platforms. That's what I talk about when I'm talking about content flow. Okay,
Jedi Master.
That's what it looks like when you're using your content. Yep. Think of how Pewds does his content. It's constantly using content of other content creators to make his content, right? Because he's distilling basically, and that's what's happening when you do that, and that's why it's fine because you're taking these things you wouldn't have seen otherwise. Like I don't who's that guy's name who does the show that PewDiePie did all the time? Got chat well now. He's like Dr. Phil. So I don't watch Dr. Phil, but I watch Pewds, right? Or the people who watch Pewds at least, and. Yeah, it's different. So there's a lot of things you can do like that. It's really good to do so. Tons of streamers out there are just like life streamers or like, I had the camera on 24/7 and I just kind of like don't have anything to say. I just look at stuff, which is fine.
It's fine. I mean, if you can do that and get eyeballs, go for it, right?
Yeah, the personalities are really strong.
The last thing I did was someone came into the chat. This was a neat little deal. Someone came in the chat and said, "Hey, can you had a question about map generation." And in Factorio, and what specifically, what can you recommend in a good map? And I said, hang on, give me 20 minutes. Are you gonna hang out for a couple minutes? Because I'm about to, we'll answer that exact question. We'll record it and I'll throw it on YouTube. And so I said, okay, here we go. And then I went to my title stream and I said, hey YouTube, thank you for Hey, YouTube, thank you for being here. Hit that like, subscribe, like this sort of thing. Ring that bell. If you have a comment, leave it down in the question, and all the links, details will be in the description. Here we go. And now let's talk about map generation.
Boom.
And
Call
then I
to
stop
action.
the record
Right?
button.
See, that's
This is live.
right.
And then I said, okay, Caracal, here we go. We're going to talk about it. And I hit go. And then I went through all the stuff, and I recorded about 21 minutes worth of content, just talking about the map generation. Then I hit stop. And then I said, okay, anybody else any other questions? They said, no, good. Thank you very much. Very helpful. And then I looked at, and I hit the button again, and I said, thank you for being here, YouTube. And we'll see you next time. And I hit the button, and people started leaving. And I went, no, I'm not leaving.
Nice.
I was recording video.
You were saying goodbye. You were saying goodbye.
Right. I was saying goodbye to the video, but everybody said, oh, no, I thought you, and so I said, everybody, I mean, there were people who were minimizing and started to close their browser, and I went, no. I'm not leaving. I was putting a footer on the video.
That's happened to me too as well. Are you leaving? No, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
No, not leaving. So to that end, I have something for you. Somebody in the chat, I think it was Cyber Marla, said what you should do is so that you don't scare everybody off when you do your headers and footers, right? And when you sign off your live recording, thank you.
Well, at least your bitrate's good now.
Throw a little YouTube. Throw
Hello, my name is Clowntown.
Yeah. Throw a little icon down in the bottom corner that says live recording, so your viewers know that you're recording a video, or have it just a little blink or flash a little bit. Yeah, it's right there, like right where my finger is. Yeah.
Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just messing with the OBS.
What are you doing?
Just goofing around. I moved everything. Yeah, misclick. All right. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think that's a great way to do things. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. So throw a little icon down there that says, okay, and maybe give a little preamble. All right, we're going to record some stuff, so we're going to do this. But then, we're going to do this thing. I'm not really going to go away. I'm just going to put a header and a footer on a video and live YouTube, and then have a bot command that says, this is what's going to happen, so they can read it and see it, Anyway, that was a helpful thing, because I almost scared everybody off.
I think we have all of our tips for today. I want to hear about your dog that you ran into, Hank, and the owner, for our last thing today.
Yeah. My goof in a boot. All right, so this morning I get up and I kind of process. I get up, and I really like.
Who's not processing right now? Honestly, jeez.
But I went to try and I said, no, I don't want to have any breakfast. I don't have a cup of coffee. I'm going to start. I need to run. So I need to get out and run. So I got suited up in my my tights, stuff that I wear for jiu-jitsu. Right, it's my athletic gear, which I look amazing in, by the way.
I'm sure.
And so then I grab the dog and we start running. Buster, this detail is pretty important. Buster is about
small doggo.
He's pretty small.
You don't know.
I could. He's not rodentia, right? He's not those little.
Sure, he can kill a rodent.
He's
Rodentia.
Probably like. His torso is probably 2 tissue boxes. If you have,
really? He's bigger than I thought.
Yeah, he's about.
I've met him before.
Yeah, this is his body is about like this.
He's a small
right?
boy.
He's not. You can, if you which this is going to come into play, because you could scoop him up with one arm.
Right.
And the reason I know that, I will tell you,
because
it's part of the story.
Huh? Did your doggo almost get murdered by other doggo? Is that what happened to?
So, he's a good little doggo. Probably he's out there on my. He might be out there on my Twitter somewhere, but he's a cute dog.
Yeah, small watermelon.
But he's small. He's
why tissue boxes?
Because watermelon size. That's a good one.
Okay.
That's a little smaller than water.
Because
I'm thinking something that's a tube. It's not. I was gonna say a football, but he's longer than football. Watermelon's probably more accurate. And he's a little skinnier.
Don't pay attention. Stop looking. Keep your story going. You're so easily distracted.
You can't be doing it. The viewers are going to be easily distracted.
No, they're not. They're not even. They can't. Okay. Problem. MP3 is not going to show this. Stop talking about it. All right. Listen.
All right. So, we get out, and I'm about 2/3 of the way over, and 2/3 of the way done with my run, and I went to. I around the corner, and I see a big dude with 3 dogs. And I mean big dude, he's wide, not powerful.
Okay.
I'm upside down. Look at that.
We
So I immediately see these 3 dogs, and the 3 dogs that he has, German Shepherd, pretty big,
Okay.
right?
I mean, yeah, they're known for killing small dogs too.
A fluffy-ish thing, kind of gray dark German Shepherd colors, but way fluffy to be a German Shepherd. Something.
Probably
And
German
then
Shepherd.
he has a lab that has like a lab/healer size short mix. So looks like Annie, weighs twice as much as Annie.
Okay.
So
Also coyote.
fairly big. Like all of them were about the same size. All about the same size. All about the same size as a German Shepherd. They're probably about 60-pound dogs.
So
Something like
totaling
that.
average bigger than you, obviously.
Yeah, all 3 of them, right? So, I round the corner. I see the guy there, and guy is not physically fit.
So you got a 180-pound dogo with him.
Yes, and he's got 3 dogs, and I round the corner, and I go, oh crap. Okay, so I immediately cross the street and go around them.
6
right?
feet anyway. All right, you're good. Good call.
Right.
You weren't
But
being racist or anything?
I because I don't want to have they see me and his dogs immediately start barking, right? Because I'm coming and I've got a dog, right?
The human doesn't say nothing.
Buster says nothing. Buster's just running. So we go and cross on the other side of the street. And right about as I pass him and I get even, I hear, "Hey, come here! Hey, come here! Hey, come here!" And sure enough, mother trucker Hank gets off leash,
Nice. Hank's coming.
and Hank's coming, and I'm
He wants
running.
to say hi to your dogo.
Yeah, and he's ready. And the other 2 dogs are going crazy.
They want to
And
get off
Hank
the
is
leash
in a
too.
full, and Hank is a full sprint to me and Buster, right?
Okay.
So at this
Hank
point,
just wants to say hi with his teeth.
okay, I don't know Hank. I don't know the owner.
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know. But the other dogs are going nuts. So he can't just leave those 2 dogs,
Right.
Because now he's got to stay with them. Because if he comes up to us, now we got 3 dogs up on Buster, and it could get bad. So
Tasty Buster.
So I just freeze, and I go, like, what are we doing here, right? And I freeze, and
Okay.
Buster's still down at my foot, and he's calling Hank, and he
Hank!
runs right up to him, and Buster is basically at my, he is maybe this far away from my shoe, okay, and Buster's down, like, okay,
getting low. What are we
he's
doing
getting
here, Dad?
low. And he's some, like, where he's preparing. He's not showing teeth or anything because Buster's super friendly and he's a puss, right? He's
He
super
should
puss.
do. He's a small dog.
He's a small dog, right? Yeah. He is not a honey badger who
Would attack. Run at
would attack
the thing
who
attacking
acts, who acts like a lion, right? So I give him a minute. I say, okay, well, here we go. And I give the guy, maybe 10 Mississippi to call this dog back. And he's not, and Hank's not coming. And so the guy crosses over, comes to the street, and now the guy is 10 feet away from me, but Hank is right next to us, and Hank's sniffing Buster.
Oh, okay. Wow, you didn't
And
do
I'm
anything?
and Buster and Hank are kind of looking at each other, and they're smelling and they're whatever.
Sure.
And the guy's saying Hank, and Hank
Hank
would,
just wanted to come say hi, really.
and Hank runs around the other side, and I don't know Hank. Okay. So
I'm surprised.
and so I said, well,
This would
we're
not be
gonna
my
have-
reaction to this situation.
Right. So without taking my eyes off of Hank, I say the following. Sir, you should know that if Hank makes an aggressive move, Hank's going to die today.
You said that to the guy.
I did. And the guy says, oh, no, he's friendly.
He
I
seems pretty
said-
friendly. Yeah.
I said, I don't think you get to make that decision. It sounds like Hank's making all the decisions.
What the heck? Did you get this guy's name?
Nope.
Wow, okay.
And I
Hank.
said, so far, we're good. But if he makes an aggressive move towards me or my dog, he's going to die today. I said, that's just it. I'm going to drop down on him, and I'm going to break his goddamn neck, is what I'm going to do. I didn't say about the goddamn neck.
You
but I
like
just said,
Buster
hey,
a lot,
Hank's gonna-
apparently. Yeah,
Hank's
okay.
gonna- Hank's, no.
But how long you
It's
had
not that
Buster?
No.
No, sound like
But
what
what he can't do, the guy cannot come over and get Hank because he's got these 2 other dogs,
Right.
and then it's going to be an issue, right?
Yeah, sure.
So-
I mean, I don't know.
So I said, all right,
See these dogs.
they've had their time. And I said, so here's what I'm going to do. I said, so I'm going to pick up Buster. I said, I'm going to pick him up and we're going to walk. and we're gonna walk on, because if I just go, I'm gonna have to now go through the guy, right?
Okay.
To because he's now
Social
in front of me,
distancing,
he's
you
blocking
can't-
my path forward, right?
I'm gonna kill
So I
your
scoop
dog.
Buster up in one arm, and then I've got my other arm free to do whatever I need to do. But I've got Buster, and my dog's on the leash still, right? I've got the leash.
Sure, yeah.
And then Hank, the guy stops and says, "Hank, come here, Hank, come here, Hank, come here," and I start walking, and I
Hank has
walk
a low
backwards.
recall. Not a great well trained dog.
I walk backwards because what you don't want to do is turn
my
your.
gosh.
Hey, there's Evil Trick. Here's a
Hey,
raid.
Evil Trick, what's up?
What's up, man?
We're talking about killing dogs.
Yeah. And so I start
Jazz
walking
Maps,
backwards.
Starboard, everybody, hi. How you doing?
Hey
We're
guys.
doing our talk show right now.
MP3 for the listeners who are here. We're just getting a raid on Twitch, so
Hey, Evil Trick.
come be a part of it. Just TV/.
Trick, you're
So,
amazing. We love you.
love you guys.
We're gonna raid someone really quickly after this, so
Yeah, pretty soon.
stick around, okay? We're gonna raid in a second.
Ox33 was a.
And then it's your
a
turn.
not,
Oh my god, saying your dog might die today. That's such a extreme reaction. What is this cheese
Yeah.
you have, Trick?
His cheese. He's got the smelly stank cheese.
Oh, that's
stinky
because you were
cheese,
doing
and
the.
he's got two
Yeah,
cheese.
I see why. Your current playthrough is very cheesy, isn't it? Are you using the hallway, the hot dog hallway, cooking hallway?
Flawless.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Continue your story. So you're
Okay.
scooped up Dogo.
So I scoop up my dog, and I remember about lions and tigers. They have an instinct to jump on someone if their back is turned, but more of if their back is turned, but
Okay.
not if they're have to face something. Right? They want to attack their back, not their face.
Not even I know that, and I'm that lion guy. Shoot, I can't remember his name. Crap. Tiger King.
What?
And I don't even know
Tiger
that,
King.
and I'm Tiger King.
Right.
Anyways.
So I scoop Buster up and I start walking backwards, and I'm walking away from Hank. And I said, "Well, I'm gonna walk." And so I've got Buster, and we walk. And sure enough, Hank loses interest.
Yeah.
You know, and I've kind of keeping my right leg ready to kick if Hank wants to jump.
Kick very
Right.
effective first Dogo.
Kick very effective, right? I've got my right leg kind of reared back, and I'm kind of just silent back. Because I'll throw a freaking leg kick, and we'll
What kind of
go
kick would
with
you
Hank.
use? Forward kick?
I decide.
Heel
I
kick?
just wheel kick.
You
Yeah.
gonna wheel kick?
Wheel kick the shit out of him. Yeah. Yeah. No front kick. I'll wheel kick him, or I'll.
What color was
I'll
dog?
grab him
Yeah.
and do the net. So Hank was a white dog with black patches.
It's a sheep
primarily
Dogo.
white. Maybe, I don't know. So I run on, we get on, and Hank runs away, and then I hear, "Oh, good boy," like, so he finally got him.
Okay.
After I turn, after Hank loses, I kind of turn.
Swing kick a dog. I suggest
I
use
don't know
front
the
kicks
dog-
versus dogs. All right, just because it's more
So-
accurate, easier
Right,
to hit.
but the same thing. If he's up here, I'm grabbing him and
You're gonna
hit
knee
with a
him.
knee.
Are you-
I'm gonna knee him.
This guy. How many years of jiu-jitsu do you have?
Oh, like 5, 6.
You're about to
I don't
get 6 years of jiu-jitsu, but they got to fight with a dog. You know how many years of jiu-jitsu that dog has? Fucking
know.
0.0.
0.0. I am 1,000% sure I could have strangled the dog.
You definitely. I mean, yeah, the dog probably wouldn't even fought you back. Basically, what happened here is that an owner lost control of their dog. He ran up to Blake. Blake's adrenaline was like pumping.
No,
Just going.
no,
in.
I was
you were
ice
fine.
cold.
You were calm. Okay.
I was ice cold.
And then he was afraid his dog was
not
going to get
adrenaline.
hurt. He wanted to defend himself. And he told the owner he was going to kill that dog. I'm going to
said
kill
if
that
Hank
dog.
makes a move-
I'm going to kill that dog.
And I used his name. I said Hank.
I'm going to kill Hank. Hank will die
I said,
today
He's
if he
yelling,
bites
he's
me.
yelling Hank's name, but I wanted to personalize it. Like, look,
He's
this
a nice
dog,
dog, other human. Please don't kill him.
this dog here is Hank's going to die today.
So I run into
if he
this
makes
situation
aggressive
all the
moves.
time. Dog off the leash, runs up to me when I'm walking my dogs. Usually the way
Yeah?
I handle it is...
How do you handle it?
I put my dogs behind me, and I get in front. And then usually the dog that's running to me will be like, whoa, fucking human. I don't like that.
Right.
And then go away. Because it just wants to come talk to my dogs. It doesn't want
Right.
to. It doesn't want to talk to me.
Right.
Probably Hank ignored you while you were doing this. He was just super
Mostly,
excited
yeah.
to see another dog. He doesn't get none of socialization, so he wants to go see somebody.
Correct. Well, he has the 3 dogs. He has 2 other dogs at
Well,
home.
new
that he
dogs
can
are like a
socialize
big
with.
thing
New
for dogs.
right.
The dogs are social animals. I mean, it's Yeah, those type of dogs could have snatched and hurt your dog, and small dogs can get killed by other dogs. That's a normal thing, but usually that is like a rare circumstance.
Right.
Names have not been changed.
changed.
Hank is that dog.
I don't know
a
who
human
the owner
name for
was.
that dog, by the way.
Okay, so this guy's name is Hank.
This guy's name is Hank.
The dog's name.
The dog's name was Hank. Right.
I don't know
the guy's name. The guy's name was John. The guy's name was Hank. Twist.
The guy's name.
The guy's name was Hank. He
Both
was
of them were
saying his
Henry.
own. He was saying Hank because he forgot the name of the dog.
He was saying his own name. Like when Buster runs off and I forget the name Buster, I start going, Blake, get back here.
Oh, I just like to control all interactions between my dogs and other dogs. So when a dog is off the leash, I just don't like talking to them, basically.
Right.
I prefer them to be on the leash when I have a conversation.
Right.
Having a conversation. The dogs have
yeah.
conversations, okay? They do.
They do.
They have
and,
eyes. There's
and
lots
this
of
one
things
was, and Hank so far was friendly. He stopped and his tail went up for, like 3 seconds.
Tail up is a good
okay,
thing.
what are we gonna do? Yeah, and then maybe 3 or 4 seconds later, there was some wagging.
I should say.
There was some wagging.
Wagging
right?
is. You know, dogs are so weird because tail up and wagging could mean I'm gonna bite you. Tail up and wagging, be like,
Right.
hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. Most of the time, it was nice to meet you. So, but I just without any emotion, we say statement of fact. I just said if Hank makes an aggressive move towards me or my dog, Hank's going to die today.
It's very dependent on dog and experience.
And I did not break. I didn't look at the guy. I did not look at the guy. I was looking down at Hank.
Yeah, right. I mean, you're gonna kick Hank to death. You're gonna smash Hank. What is
No.
that?
I was
Does anyone know that
gonna
movie?
drop on him.
You're gonna go down. You should definitely use kicks.
I'll show you the move. I'll see if
You're
I can
gonna.
show
You had to move him on. You're gonna like Krav Maga this
Yep.
guy.
It was
Has anyone
standing
seen the
guillotine.
movie where when you die you become an animal if you find a mate? You have to pair up with a mate, and then you get to become an animal of your choosing or whatever. And then the guy who when he died or something like that, and the guy had his nephew or something like that, or his uncle. I think it was his dog, and he was trying to JD? And he was trying to find I think what is the name of this freaking movie?
Yeah. Standing guillotine was the move I had. 'Cause I could drop down, and
Grab
Hank's
him?
neck was right next to me.
So
right
so the fear was Hank was gonna bite you or something like that. Yeah.
He was going to bite Buster, but if he bit at Buster,
This is so derailed.
right? If he bit
Hi,
at
Evil
Buster,
Tricks audience.
hi, Evil Tricks.
My name is
If
William.
he bit at Buster or bit at my leg or something, I'm putting it in a headlock, and I've practiced the standing guillotine so many times. And basically, what it's going to happen is I'm going to bend his jaw basically to his
I
chest,
don't know if this would work
and then pull his
because
body.
the standing
forward.
guillotine needs the chin.
No, it's a neck. It's almost a neck crank.
We
This
trained
guy. So the
standing
reason I
guillotine.
grabbed this one is because look at that, guys. Look at the attacker. His hips are pushed forward, and what he's really doing is it's not a strangulation. It's not a blood choke. It's I'm gonna pull your goddamn head off of your body.
So you're trying to pull the spine.
When you see his hips push in like that, what he's doing is he's
Creating
basically
distance. He's
just-
stretching.
He's basically cranking that guy's neck forward.
Right.
And so this is what I had in store for Hank. I was probably going to
Don't murder Hank. Hank
go-
did nothing wrong.
He didn't.
Harambe
You're
did
right.
nothing wrong.
I don't know about Harambe. I wasn't there. But I saw Hank. Hank, I agree. Hank did nothing wrong.
I don't know if Harambe
But
did Harambe did something wrong.
so I get home. Here's the funny part.
Yeah.
I
Oh, there's a
tell
funny
the
part.
wife,
Good. I
said,
thought you
"Hey,
were just gonna kill
almost
dogs.
killed
today.
a dog. His name was Hank, and she goes, "Oh, I know that dog. He's friendly." And I said, he's met Buster before, and I went, "Really?" I
No
threatened
wonder
his
he was
life.
so excited. He's like, "Hey, it's Buster!"
Yeah, right. And then
He's
she's-
friendly.
and
I threatened to kill
Yeah,
him.
right.
Smiley
he's
face.
friendly. And I said, "Well, I threatened his life
Lenny
in front
face.
of the owner."
Pepega.
And she said, "What did you do?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I said Hank's gonna die today."
Jesus Christ,
If,
Blake. This reminds me when you pull out your gun at that homeless guy.
Well, and he wasn't homeless. Well, I couldn't tell what his condition is homeless. And I didn't point any gun at anybody.
You pulled it out though.
It was sitting in my lap.
This is why you shouldn't live in Texas, guys. For people like Blake, man. I'm gonna kill your dog, bro.
No, I didn't have a gun. I mean, I had these guns right here. Look at it.
Yeah, well, you got some other guns. Wow.
So I was going to drop down and strangle him.
Hey, partner,
but then
is that
she's like, "Oh,
howdy,
great,"
partner?
and she starts arguing with me, And she's like, "What did you do?" I said, and I
Well,
said,
I'm shocked too, bro.
look, I said, look, one dog was off the leash, and then one dog was not.
You obviously had already a low opinion of this owner. So
I had no opinion of the owner until he lost his dog. And
you're
then
right.
I went, okay,
Instantly low opinion from me as well.
instantly low opinion. Get control of your goddamn dog, right?
Dog off leash is not okay. Pretty much.
It's not okay.
You know,
Dogs off leash, not okay.
The cat's off leash. That's okay. I'm okay with cats off leash. What do you think about that? Cats off leash? Cats are very destructive, mine, but
They're horrible. Like they kill a billion birds a
they
year.
kill so many. They just kill stuff for
They kill
LOLs. They're not even hungry, bro.
For lols. They're not even hungry. Right. Yeah.
Okay, well, there. You guys learn things about Blake. Personally, I have
So-
never threatened
so
a dog.
then she says,
with
well,
death.
she says, yeah, that's right. But and then she goes, oh, those dogs are always running around off leash. I went, exactly. I said, it's the owner's habit, right? Has this habit of letting his dog off leash. And I went, exactly. And she says, all right, well, I guess I'll watch the neighborhood forums to see if it's reported. Like some dude reported
that. Yeah, man threatened to kill my dog.
man threatened to kill my dog. I don't know.
Can you put a cat on a leash? For sure. For sure. You can put a cat on a leash. They're okay with it mostly.
Yeah.
You can put a cat in a backpack too. All right, what do you got going on this week, Blakey Poo?
I want to show you one
I love
thing
all
that-
the references to Tiger King since I'm just wearing a hat. It's just
Tiger King.
It's just
Here,
just
throw this up here. Let's do a little throwback here before we get out of here. This is a gallery of where Badger and I walked, and at least during PAX-South, it was crowded, and there was at night, and it was busy during the day. But this is a picture of, I think it was yesterday, of San Antonio vacant.
I mean, this is how it looks every day during the day. It is always
No.
empty during the day.
Well, no, not during. That's near the restaurants. That's near the restaurants.
It's always empty during the day. So I
It is
got up
not always empty
last
during the day.
year at PAX-South. One of the very first things is I got up and I walked around and I took photos, and it was there's like 10 people I saw in 2 hours.
Oh, yeah, like 8 a.m. Yeah,
No, it was like 8 a.m. 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. I think I was there.
for sure, man.
I mean, this is 8 a.m. You don't go
How do you
down
know?
there until a little bit past lunch, evening time, and it's all packed. I mean, I guess and these are just pictures of the place. Like, I'll just wait for this guy to walk by and then I'll take a picture. This seems nonsensical, frankly. Like, this is not a strong indication that there's not many people in San Antonio.
That was.
It's
the
a really
thing
nice
there.
place. I love PAX-South for going to the Riverwalk here. It's super nice.
It was nice. It was nice.
Water is awful. Don't touch it. It's bad. But the restaurants are really nice. You can actually go down the river on a boat if you wanted to. There's all kinds of cool stuff. It's a really nice city, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's very
and
small,
if you get into that water, in addition to infection, you'll get like fined $500 or something.
Fined, yes. Sorry, I thought you said fined. I was like, why would you find?
No,
San Antonio
you
Riverwalk.
will get fined.
You'll get in trouble. You're not supposed to get in
$500 or
water.
$1,000 something.
You're not supposed to feed the animals either. Do not. You will get an infection from this water. Do not get into it.
Yeah,
not
100%.
clean.
In addition to infection, you should, rumor has it that it's part of the city sewer water and all that. But
I wouldn't touch. I don't know. It doesn't matter to
You
me.
don't do it. Yeah.
Looks tasty. You can drink it if you want, but have fun. It's not one of those waters where you scoop it up and it's clear, and it's just the bottom that's murky. And it's just murky water.
It's just murky water. Yeah. You get it holding in the glass, it's still murky.
I call shenanigans on this post. This is bullshit. This is how Riverwalk always looks. These are selected pictures. I'm sure there's nobody at the Riverwalk. I'm sure there's nobody in downtown areas. You're supposed to be isolated anyway. All the pubs and restaurants are shut down. It's like this everywhere. This is not surprising that San Antonio is Ox coming later? Ox bailed out. He's scared. I don't know what's wrong with him.
I don't know.
He was
You have no idea. You have no idea. You
expensive
you have
sewer
no
water.
idea
Yeah.
to his
I have no
emotional
idea.
state.
He hasn't said a word to us. So I assume he choked. He choked, bro.
You do not have firsthand knowledge of his emotional state. You can't say he's scared.
I wonder if the water's clear because I should probably. That happens a lot of places, huh, Proverbial? I don't know. It's
Right.
It's amazing the impact that the world has had since we've stopped fucking with it.
Yeah. This week, normal week. Tuesday night, bomb the base, Twitch interaction. I hate it so much, but it happens. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know. It's super stressful. I never sleep good Tuesday night. I wake up Wednesday tired and exhausted, but it's fun. I'm committed to it because I'm not a puss.
Tuesday
so
stream?
we're going to do that. Huh?
What was the stream? Sorry, what stream was this?
bomb the base.
Oh right, yeah. Well, it's great.
Subscribe and
Man, I'll definitely. Okay, so bomb the base is when you can give to Blake during that bomb the base stream, and you can ruin his day basically.
yep,
It
you
makes
ruin
him
the
cry.
base.
It makes him jump. It gives him anxiety. It really makes him sad, frankly. So tune in on those days and hurt his feelings and his soul and make him sad, but also support him monetarily because that's
yeah,
the thing, so.
it does. It is.
What day and time?
Good, so that is the Tuesday evening stream. So
Tuesday evening,
that's when we do all this.
Tuesday evening for USA's time. So
Tuesday evening
late
US.
for UK boys.
I usually start at 5 p.m. is my usual.
I mean, UK boys are not
doing a little bit earlier because I don't have a commute anymore, right? My commute's right here.
Right.
So I've been doing a little bit early.
I'm the
But
nicest
Factorio,
mean
the rest of the
person.
time, we're going through the mod called Crastorio. And one of the things that we did, one of the things that we talked about is there's a new speedrun category open called New Game Massive Multiplayer. So it's as many people as you can pile in and as many blueprints as you want to do and launch a rocket. So that's one of the things I'm going to use my NodeCraft server for is to see if we can throw as many people in and get up on the speedrun board. So I'm planning out a blueprint for the base to everybody get in and go help build. So we're going to probably try and do that. That'll happen sometime this week. Probably by the time we get it done, it'll happen this coming weekend, which is also month-end reset, and we give away Steam gift card for tokens, all that good stuff. So it's a month-end. So we'll probably do the speed run this coming Saturday if I can get that base planned out. Throw it on the server. If you want a Factorio server, click through my link, nodecraft.com.
Hashtag ad.
Yep.
They're providing Blake a free server, so thanks NodeCraft.
Good
Appreciate
stuff.
you.
Yeah.
So for my week, I have nothing planned. It's weird because I do planning on Mondays, so I'll probably announce schedule on Monday. So keep an eye on my Discord server, discord.gg/TujiBadger. I'm going to be doing...
How did that work, by the way? How'd you do on your schedule? Because you made a big deal about announcing it, right?
How did I do on the schedule? Fucking exhausted. I failed to hit start time today by 2 hours, 30 minutes.
Okay.
That's about it. That's all I got for that, really. We did the schedule otherwise.
Okay.
It was fine.
But
I was thinking about moving around a little bit.
How did you feel about it? Like,
I don't think that anybody cared that I made a schedule. I don't think anybody noticed. I don't think anybody used the schedule. I don't think that... It didn't seem to have a large impact. I think I have to do it repeatedly for it to really stick. So I think that I'd have to hold back on a decision of posting that schedule, even if it had an impact at all. My average viewers hasn't like shot up or anything. It's not one of those things that's going to be like, oh, this is such a big impact. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. Okay.
But my question was, how did you feel about it? Like, was it a burden to do? Were you anxious about it all week?
It kind of ended up like that way anyway, because so much of it was collab. Like one day was my day, Saturday, and that was it. So I kind of had the schedule regardless. So it was fairly easy to do the schedule last week. It wasn't that much effort. I just typed it out in Discord. And so that was fairly easy. Well, I'm glad you liked it, Mega Man. And we will stick with posting a schedule, I think, because the people have encouraged me to do so. Blake, some other streamers have done so as well. So I'll keep trying it. We'll see how it goes. It didn't help me none. Didn't feel better about it. Didn't feel worse about it because mostly it was co-op, like I said. Missed today. Gave myself that leeway for starting a little bit late. Not a big deal. Anyways,
the reason why I asked is because we unpacked that pretty deep about emotionally. What does the schedule do for you? Emotionally, is it good? Is it going to be more of a burden than a plus? Are the positives outweigh the negative, etc.?
That's true. See, I don't know what the impact is. We'll have to wait on it. We'll see. In the future, we'll see what the impact, if that does anything. And I've been doing a little bit more scheduling. Anyways, so I don't have a schedule set up yet, but Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday streams are pretty much guaranteed. We've been playing a lot of Calamity Mod and Terraria. We've been doing a lot of speedruns, anime. I would love to take before May 14th, which May 14th I'll have early access to 1.4 Terraria, and then May 16th is 1.4 dropping. I'll be doing a co-stream with Pedguin, Chippy, and Boof and myself. Pedguin on his channel, me on my channel, and we'll be streaming 1.4 early access, master mode difficulty. We'll be looking at all the stuff, looking at all the items and things like that. It's going to be amazing.
Nice.
And not chaos.
Hey, that right there,
be jealous. You should be.
Big step.
Oh yeah, it's huge. I mean, we're officially getting onto Relogic's thing, right?
We're
on
officially
in the deal. Last time, 1.3 dropped. Who's Badger? I had never made a single ounce of content. Nobody.
You know who Badger was? He was Ox33.
I was Ox33. What do you mean?
No. The person who the crown, the Kingmaker, Relogic, put that crown on Ox33.
Did they? Oh yeah, I guess they
Yeah.
they kind of brought. I mean, Pedguin was there
Yes,
too.
they
Though.
did.
Pedguin, Hero,
Yeah,
Ox33.
it was
Get those 3.
Pedwin got it, and then that's the story that we would have heard tonight had Ox been here. It would have been
Ox on there.
Relogic hosted and all this other stuff, and then they put the crown on OX33.
And see, yeah, thanks, Jay. So, I mean, yeah, I guess a lot of people feel that way. I don't feel that way. When I was approached to do this, I was like, wow, really cool, sweet. I'm glad I get to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't expecting anything.
Oh, for sure. The criteria for Badger saying yes, I'll access it is asking Badger to access 1.4. That's the only criteria. Like, he'll do it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 100%. I'd love to jump into that. So we'll be doing that in May, but that this week's schedule doesn't have that.
Right.
So noon CDT, 6 p.m. GMT is usually when I start. Give me some leeway. Sometimes I'm late. Hit me up on Discord. Like I said, discord.gg/TVBadger. Hit me up on Twitter, TVG Badger over there as well. Tango Victor Golf Badger. And on YouTube, posting videos every day. Tango Victor Golf Badger.
3 weeks till 1.4. You believe that? Wow.
I
How
mean,
long? It's been years. It's been years.
So this is the last update. So I mean, we're expecting even more people than for 1.3, which was insane.
Journey's End.
Thousands of people, right? So Journey's End. So this is the biggest possible time you could get into Terraria, and it's. I mean, I guess we've been building this for years, right? This is not a. Don't say it was an overnight success because it wasn't. Okay, when we get this. Having this opportunity is a culmination of all the work I put in the last 5 years, really.
100%.
Yeah, there's so much to do. There's so many opportunities, right? So many opportunities for collabs and stuff like that. So that's me for the week. Tune in on those days. Stay motivated, all right? That's the most important. Let's try to submit a raid. Sorry, let's not do that shit out just yet.
We didn't sign off last time, so we got to sign off.
Do we not? Oh my god!
We did not, because that's what we did. We said stay motivated, and then we went to host, and then we just hosted.
Oh,
we never
really?
We never signed up.
Around? Yeah, that was dumb of us.
I went, oh shit! I didn't realize it until I did the edit. So.
Oh wow. Is it going up on Spotify still? You can check us extra on Spotify. Yeah. Check us out on Spotify.
All the old stuff is out on YouTube. Out on YouTube, and if you want to see it, or you can listen to it on Spotify and on Anchor FM. But check us out on Spotify. Just search for "Enough About You" all crammed together, like that. If you put a space in there, it goes to a couple of songs that are average in quality. But if you want high quality, you remove the space.
Let us go say hi to Durin, my boy. Durin is doing Terraria right now.
Durin,
on the huge. Oh, thanks, man. I think that it will be a different experience for me, actually. Okay, Durin's doing all bosses glitchless. It'll be a slightly different experience. Can you hit the button? Can you hit the raid button? Is it there? Do you see it? Because
yes,
I can't.
I can.
Okay, all right. Stay motivated. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Stay motivated. That's the most important thing. If you're motivated, you can do anything. All right, don't let anybody tell you anything different, especially not yourself. Stay awesome, all right? Because you know you're awesome already. You like video games. You like Twitch. Makes you awesome in my book. And remember, wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
We'll see you next time.